I'm Gamers Goon. You already know. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Monday Night Raw reactions. I told you we're gonna start it back up this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You're gonna get videos, and then you're gonna get videos from Sunday until Sunday next week for Mania Week. We're on the hype train. You already know what we're doing, man. Let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Show starts off with a Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre WrestleMania promo package, where obviously you're just hyping up the match. Drew looked very good in this. He seemed pretty comfortable in this promo package. Then we start the show off with Heyman in the ring. It's a very solid promo from Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman did something I really liked. He looked right into the camera. They didn't focus on the crowd in this promo, or that there was no crowd. It was straight on. Instead of hard cam side, it was looking straight at the ramp. And Paul Heyman looks right into it, and he gets what he needs to say. It's a very typical Paul Heyman promo. It's nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary. But Heyman, he goes out there. He basically says, you know what? We're gonna make it. Brock's going to go into WrestleMania. He's going to make it quick. He's going to beat Drew McIntyre. He's not going to make it painless. He's going to make it very painful, but he's going to do it quickly. And he's going to get out of WrestleMania with a short match. So basically, just the same old thing you always hear with Paul Heyman. It's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. He's just telling you. Instead this time, instead of saying that whole shtick, all he's gonna do is say, you know what, he's gonna beat Drew McIntyre pretty fast. Brock Lesnar is. After this, we got the 2015 Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, and John Cena Royal Rumble match, triple threat match for the WWE Championship. Obviously, Seth Rollins would have been the Money in the Bank champion, or Money in the Bank holder at this time. I'm not gonna talk about that. We all know what happened. Brock Lesnar wins, so I'm not going to go in depth with that. Next we have AJ and an AJ package with Taker, obviously. Building up that feud. Basically, it's just the same stuff we saw last week, and then AJ came out again, making more fun of Undertaker. He pokes fun at the Save the Tiger thing that the Undertaker and Michelle McCool did. And then what he said is he wants the old Undertaker. He doesn't want this Undertaker. He wants the old Undertaker. And he's going to challenge him to a boneyard match. Now, I'm not 100% sure on what a boneyard match is, but the thing going around right now is it could be the American Badass Undertaker returning, which I'm all for. I'm all for it. Then he goes on to tell him that he's going to bury him just like how his wife buried him, and he's going to do it at the same place. I don't know what that means, so possibly this boneyard match might be a casket match. I'm not really sure. But that's pretty much the gist of that right there. Now we get into the real match. I'm really not looking forward to WrestleMania with an empty crowd. I'm really not. I'm sorry. AEW did it right in the ring, but the matches they had on this show tonight just were not it. We have Ricochet and Cedric Alexander versus Andrade and Angel Garza. Obviously, they came out with Zelina Vega. Early in this match, we get to see some tactics employed by Angel Garza, where he tries to move the tag rope to the other turnbuckle, tries to tag him from there. The ref's not having it. A lot of cheap tactics in this. It's a heel face dynamic. You know how it works with these WWE tag team matches. Nothing too special. And at the end of the day, we get an Andrade and Angel Garza victory. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Next we have a Street Profits match against two guys that I'm not even gonna. Shane Thorne was one of them. I'm not even gonna bother looking up the other guy's name. But you knew they weren't going to win against the Street Profits. Pretty quick. Not much to talk about there. Next, we have a Shayna Baszler in-ring promo. This doesn't last long. Becky comes out and attacks Shayna. This is one of those segments that would be better with the crowd, especially the way that Becky is, because she's pretty intense, and that's something that needs a crowd. I'd keep it to the promos. They had some solid promos on this show. But I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't get behind that attack at all. It just did not feel right. It really didn't. Next, we have Alistair versus Jobber. Now, if you're going to ask me, this was probably the best that came off on TV. I have no idea this Jobber's guy's name. But basically, Alistair does the thing. He sits down at the beginning, does the little peace thingy-mabob, and the Jobber, he basically sits down, and he stands up and he tells the sitting down Alistair Black, he's like, no, get up. Alistair refuses to get up. He tries to go for a sliding knee or whatever, doesn't land it, and then obviously Black Mass ends him pretty quickly. So yeah, Alistair won. But I like that you could hear the Jobber say, no, get up. I mean, you could hear him asking the ref, what's he doing? Like, is he gonna wrestle? That's probably the best that came off so far with these non fan shows, because you really need somebody to build them up, and they just weren't very good. Sorry, let me move my notes up. All right. Next, we have Kevin Owens versus a Kevin Owens Seth Rollins promo, sort of. Kevin Owens obviously comes out Yes, Kevin Owens comes out, then Seth Rollins comes out after Kevin Owens, and he comes out, he's like, Kevin, do you really think you have a home field advantage here in the Performance Center? You do realize the Performance Center was built on my back. It's because of my success in NXT, Kevin. He says nothing in the WWE would exist without him, basically. There would be no Women's Revolution. There would be no Johnny Gargano. There would be no Tommaso Ciampa. There would be no Velveteen Dream. There would be no Undisputed Era. There would be no TakeOver. And after he's gone through all that, he's like, it's because I was the success, Kevin. I'm the one that went to WrestleMania, Kevin. You weren't good enough to be on WrestleMania. Now, that was great. That was a great line. I really loved it. I really did. And then he closes this promo off. Under pressure, Kevin, I don't lose at WrestleMania. Under pressure, I become a god. I mean, the way I'm relaying it is not word for word. But if you go back and you listen to Seth Rollins' promo, this is probably the most serious I've seen him in quite some time. And when I say quite some time, I mean like 2015 peak performance heel Seth Rollins. This was a lot of people were saying this might have been Seth's best promo. I don't know if I would go as far to say it is his best because of all of his 2015 heel promos. But this is the best I've heard Seth in a long time. You can tell Seth's really picking it up for Mania season. I saw JD. Obviously, you guys know JD from New York. One of the guys I watch. He comes out and he says, Seth Rollins, that was perfect. With no fans, that is one of those segments that works. You don't need fans in that segment. 100% agree with that. Just the eeriness of it, the seriousness of it, the one-on-one talk between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is basically like, Kevin, he's directing this straight towards Kevin, and that's perfect. You don't need a crowd for that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff they need more of, is people like Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens going out there just being genuine with each other. That's really what came out to be so great about that segment. A great promo from Seth. Obviously, you see it in the thumbnail. Phenomenal stuff, Seth. After this, we get an Asuka versus Charlotte WrestleMania 34 replay. Not going to go over that. Obviously, Charlotte won there. Then they show up after that, and Charlotte is giving a promo about how she will be the first to win the NXT Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley better come prepared. And this last promo, I had a few issues with. I gotta shorten this, or at least move it so I can see it all. Okay, so the Orton promo. At first he comes out and kind of acts like there's a crowd. That's one of the takeoffs here. And then it got good for a second, and he started talking directly to Edge. He's like, Edge, I came out here and I told your wife that you were an adrenaline junkie. I was wrong. I lied to your wife. You're not an adrenaline junkie. You're a ego junkie. You come out here and try to inflate your own ego. Adam Copeland wants Edge more than he wants the adrenaline, which could be true. But we all love Edge. We love Edge on this channel, so nothing about Edge. Then Orton says that he was handed the opportunity. Orton was handed the opportunity, but it doesn't mean he's an automatic Hall of Famer. He's not been handed everything. Obviously, he brought up the Intercontinental Championship. He said the one thing he was handed was being an Evolution, but would the Ultimate Opportunist Edge really turn that down himself if he was offered? That gets you thinking. Probably not. Probably not if you're going to be the face of the company, Edge. So, he has a good point. Then Orton kind of closes this off saying, Edge, I'm doing this out of love for you. I love your wife. I love your kids. I'm doing it because I love you, Edge. I ended you so you could go back and spend more time with your kids. He made it personal by bringing in the name Adam Copeland, bringing in the family, bringing in his wife earlier, now bringing in the kids. You can tell where this is going. This is going to be a very it's gonna be one of those real life things at Mania. It'd definitely be great with a crowd. It really would. We're not gonna get that, but it would be. But most of that promo was good. But like I said, there's a few things I had an issue with. The first I already mentioned. The second, why, production team, are we out here acting like we know what Randy Orton's gonna say? Yes, it is scripted. I do understand that. At least try to make it look like it's not scripted. You have Randy Orton coming out here, oh, I won the Intercontinental Championship, and then it flashes to a picture of him winning the Intercontinental Championship. Just let him talk. Let him look in the camera. You don't have to ruin the moment. Anyways, I'm gonna get out. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you guys for tuning in for this video. I hope you guys do return for the Mania stuff this upcoming week. Anyways, it has been real. Make sure you guys go follow all the links in the DM, in my DMs. All the links in the description. Thank you. See you guys next time.